This morning we drove into Hot Springs, Arkansas, planning on spending the day here. Going to have breakfast at a pancake house restaurant. It's not a chain, it's not the Pancake House restaurant chain, it's a local restaurant. Been around since what, 1940 or something? So we're gonna check it out, see how they are, then we're gonna maybe take a soak at one of the bathhouses and do a hike or two and just spend the day here and enjoy the atmosphere.
I think this is a magnolia tree. You just don't see trees like this back where we're from. Look at that. Beautiful.
Fire Hillary Clinton. 2 words. You're fired. That felt good. This isn't fake news. America is #1 again.
So we're at the Arlington Hotel, spa and pool. This is the pool area. And this water, I'm sure is spring water. Nice. Hot tub. And they just pipe the spring water from the mountain. I can see some pipes. So one thing about the spring water, it's 147 degrees when it's coming out of the earth in many places around Hot Springs, but it's not supposed to smell like sulfur. Now I feel like I smell a little something here, but they say that there's no sulfur. So here's a Hot Springs right across from the Arlington Hotel. So the Arlington Hotel that we went into was not the first one. The first one, built in 1875, burnt down, and that one was built in 1924 or 25. So the old one had been on this lawn, this area, and here is one of the many hot springs. I'm going to touch it and see how hot it is. It's warm, yes. I don't think I could leave my hand in it real long. And certainly not my body. You can see the hole where it's coming right out of the mountain. Look at that. So this was the Maurice bathhouse. You can see the skylights up there. And it opened in 1911, and the description makes it sound like it's pretty in there. I wish they would give tours inside. It's closed up now. But blue tiles accent the roof lines, and mythical sea creatures cavort on the stained glass ceilings in the bath halls. I bet it was really pretty in there. I'd like to see it. Anyway, that was a bathhouse right there that's now closed and being used as something else. Out of all the bathhouses, there are only 3 right now that are open to bathing. So all down this row is Bathhouse Row. This one down there, Quapaw, that's where I think we're gonna get a bathhouse experience. Here's more hot springs, fountains that are, water's coming up out of the mountain, and it's hot, I'm sure. It's steaming. Yeah, it's hot. So it's pretty much as hot as that other one. The Fordyce bathhouse is being used as a visitor center. So of the 3 bathhouses that are still offering baths, the Buckstaff bath is supposed to be the most authentic. So they separate men and women. I'm not sure you wear clothes. I wasn't sure about that. So the Quapaw is more modern, and that you can stay men and women together and clothes are required. Oh no, that's not hot.
Is that cold?
Yeah, that's not hot.
It might just be water.
So we just enjoyed our time, finished enjoying our time at the bathhouse, and we came out, and they've got these nice rocking chairs on the veranda. You see those. And so I thought, and we had bought some chocolate, so I thought, we need to sit down on this pretty veranda and eat our chocolate. So, it's so pretty. There's our chocolate. Yum! Orange cream. So we're walking on the Grand Promenade. After people would have their bathing experience, they could then come out to the Grand Promenade and walk and get some exercise. Very pretty, isn't it?
Although
Very pretty.
this was not here during the heyday of the bath.
Well, they started building it in
1930s.
Yeah, in the 30s. But wasn't that still a big heyday for the bathing? I think it was.
The bathhouses were still open, but a lot of them were started back in the 1880s and stuff. And,
Well, a lot of those buildings that are down there now were built in the
1914.
yeah,
things
to
like
1920.
that. So there were a lot of bath visitors who didn't have this.
No, but I think when this was built, it was still a pretty big bathing experience.
We unparked briefly to go to the Mountain Spring Water store and buy a case of their bubbly spring water before they closed at 5.
4,000-year-old water.
4,000.
Bubble-sized.
Actually, I suppose it's probably older than that. But supposedly, this water fell as rain 4,000 years ago and has been percolating its way through the earth ever since. That's the story. They say they've carbon dated it, but for that to happen, it would have to have some kind of organic material in it, so I'm not sure what they're dating. But whatever, it tastes good, and I'm sure it's pure. And so we bought a case of that, and then we went and parked back at the same spot. because we're going to continue to walk this promenade trail, and then eventually we're going to have dinner in town. So Linda, what did you think about your bathhouse experience?
I thought it was enjoyable.
You followed in the footsteps of Babe Ruth, Al Capone,
So
Joe
they probably got a
DiMaggio.
massage, and I did not do the massage. That's what would have made it better. But I did enjoy the hot water experience. And it was pretty in there. They wouldn't let us film in there. It
Yeah.
was really pretty.
Couldn't take
Kind
phones.
of stained glass ceiling, very pretty. But they had the different temperatures of water, so we could move from one pool to the next. So they had their hottest
Which we
was
don't have
100
at home.
Yeah, the hottest was 104 degrees, and then 102, 98, and 94. So we went in each one of them. In fact, we did the 104 twice and the 102 twice. And it wasn't super crowded, so it was nice. We could have done a private experience, except that would have only been for half an hour for more money. Whereas for this amount of money, which was $30 a piece, we could stay as long as we wanted. And they provided some cold spring water for us to drink. So
And the
that's
towels.
nice. And towels, yes. And a locker. We didn't have to pay for the locker. I figured we would have to, but it was included.
This was the Army and Navy General Hospital. This building was built in 1933 on the site of an earlier hospital. It ceased being a hospital in 1955 and is now the home to the Arkansas Career Training Institute. But they used the spring water as part of their treatment, thermal baths. The hospital was selected to be the Army's arthritis center in the 1940s, and soldiers were also treated for polio using the first therapeutic pool filled with thermal water from the springs. And then exercise was also encouraged using the trails in the area.
So,
We walked to the top of the Hot Springs Mountain, and we came to this tower, and we thought, oh, what are they using? It looked kind of closed, and so then we went around to the front of it, and lo and behold, there was a gift shop in there, and it was open, and they let you climb to the top of the tower.
when I saw that there was a gift shop, I thought, oh, it's going to be closed because it's like 5:30,
After 5
going on
o'clock.
6. It's going to be closed. It was open till 8.
Yeah.
And then we find out we can go to the top of the tower.
And instead of riding up in comfort in the elevator, of course,
We can choose the elevator
we're walking the
or
stairs.
the stairs. We're choosing the stairs. Get some exercise. Do you remember how many stairs she said there were?
Over 300, I don't remember the exact number.
Over 300?
Every round goes higher, higher, children of the Lord.
Well, looks like we're getting to the end. I think there's supposed to be a museum up here. And then on one level a museum, and then on another level a lookout. Oh, we did it. Oh, no, there's more. Not done yet.
The end is near, not the end is here.
So this is looks like an amusement park over there.
Yeah,
And so these
a
are the
water park.
Ouachita Mountains. And over here,
Do you start in any particular place?
Is hot springs and the bathhouses. Some of the old bathtubs that were used in the bathhouses. Really thick. Yeah, that is thick. So in January of 1859, surveyors measured 54 springs in this area with the average recorded temperature of 134 degrees. Some are not in existence anymore, and many of them they have capped off. And these are the caps where they've capped off a lot of the springs. So there's a bunch of them just right here. Spring collection box 1. So I don't know, they may be using these springs that are under each of these boxes to be piped down below to the bathhouses. But I found that interesting that all these green boxes are springs. Here, fill this one. So we're filling our empty bottles up from the mountain spring water with this hot spring water from Hot Springs. It's hot. It's like 143 degrees, so
It doesn't feel that hot.
Oh, I thought it felt.
If
This
it
one,
was that
this
hot,
one
I'm
felt
not sure I
hot.
could hold the bottle. But it's warm. It's hot.
Yeah. Anyway, they have these bottle fillers where you can get good spring water all throughout the town. They've got them